AITA for charging my sister 2,500 pounds, that's $3,200 in real money, for one of my, for one of my paintings after her kid ruined it by you/Cat Fen. I'm 26 and a fairly successful artist. My sister, Lucy, 24, and her child, Ethan, were at my house during a late New Year's celebration. I had a sign posted on my art studio saying, quote, "Do not enter," and specifically made it clear to all guests that nobody was to enter that room. I'd also like to note that all my guests were asked to leave their kids at home, as this was for adults. But Lucy couldn't do that because she couldn't find a sister anyways.
Sitter.
Couldn't find a sitter, excuse me. Sometimes a sister is a sitter,
That's
but
true.
not all the time. It's 10 p.m. and I hear a loud crash from my studio. I run up and see paint all over my recent work that so far had taken 15 hours to do. I've never spent 15 hours on a single project in my entire life, guys. Ethan was sitting there laughing, rubbing paint into my work. It's now unsalvageable and I have to restart the project, which also puts me behind for the rest of my work now. Fun fact, the writer of this is actually the crazy professor in the previous.
Yeah. And the painting was made of dog poop.
Ooh.
I
that's
immediately
scary.
I immediately asked Ethan and Lucy to leave, and the next day I sent her a bill for the work, 2,500 pounds, which is lower than what I would have gotten for the work anyway. Wow. She's absolutely screaming about it. The whole family is divided. My mom hates me. My dad completely agrees with me. Surprise, my dad is an artist. My mom is more, quote, smart. What?
You know how stupid artists are.
Yeah, what? What is the...
Ouch.
My sister's husband agrees with me. I will admittedly say I don't enjoy kids or their company. Wow.
Preach.
Didn't need to include that. But I've always been a great auntie. Presents at Christmas, gifts from vacation, everything he's wanted. Am I the asshole for charging my sister 2,500 pounds?
So I actually was going to cut the part about how she's like, I will admittedly say I don't like kids, but a bunch of people picked up on that and then started extrapolating. So I decided to leave it in for fun.
There's definitely something to pull from that. I mean... to me, this has nothing to do with the child, except that the child is the accidental function, the unpredictable function.
Yeah.
It could have been a dog, a child, a monkey, any kind of creature, really.
Absolutely.
So I leave my monkey at home.
Yeah, don't bring your monkey anymore. That monkey throws poop, just like an art professor.
I don't know. I completely agree with this woman. The only thing that I would say is the amount that she's charging her the complete cost of the work or the cost of the time spent that she's done so far? Because I think that makes a difference.
Yeah, she did say it's less. This was like a commissioned piece from someone. I cut that out. But she did say that it was less than what the person would have paid her for it.
Right.
Yeah, she says that. Yeah, I mean, my intuition, though, and I've said this before, which is like money is real, right? Like, I don't know.
A groundbreaking. Yeah.
No, but that means something. I know it sounds trite, but I'm an idiot. Look, I went to ASU. Cut me some slack, Andrea. Yeah. But I'm trying to say that, look, is it okay to charge your sister $3.2K? Well, if your sister can afford to pay you that, then probably it's okay. But like, if you're just legitimately being crazy, like, it's 15 hours of your time. I'm sorry, but like, maybe let it go. I'm not saying she should let it go. Like, if her sister is comfortable and that's not like an insane amount of money, but for a lot of people, that is like a life-changing amount of money.
Yeah.
And I would say for someone who, if you do the math, had a kid at 15 years old, she probably does not have $3,000 lying around.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, that's a great observation.
But the husband agrees with her, which makes me think that they can pay, because the husband wouldn't agree if he didn't have the money for it. Do you know what I mean?
That's a great point.
Her sister's husband agrees, so it can't be completely unreasonable within like their family structure.
Because that's her sister, and she said my sister's husband agrees with me. Right.
Yeah.
Margaret, what do you think?
Okay, so I actually saw this when it was posted, and I believe that OP said that the child in question was 8 years old.
Oh, weird.
Nine.
So that's really old. So like, that's purposeful, like vengeful, like this was no accident. So I think that she should honestly charge like the cost of the materials and her working hours, but I don't think she should charge the full price.
Maybe zap Ethan with 2,500 pounds with interest, and welcome to American style living, you little British kid.
Yeah. I also don't like children. And I don't like when you ask people not to bring their kids places and they do. Like when people, as a comedian, when someone brings a kid to a comedy club, I'm like, stop it. This is not for them. You're being a bad parent. Now you ruined everyone's night. I don't care that you fucking nutted in someone and now you have a child.
You're my favorite comedian.
I don't give a
Andrea.
shit.
You're
don't
my
give
favorite
a shit.
comedian.
You're an irresponsible
I love
person.
Your act. It's so funny.
Irresponsible person, and I completely agree with this. You don't go. It would be like her going to your job and fucking up your job, or fucking up part of like your work so you couldn't get your salary. It's the same thing. It's being irresponsible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I wonder if we could do that, if that would help change my view. I guess because part of me is like, look, you're doing this hourly thing. But like, what if it was an architect and his model, right?
Yeah.
You destroy a model. Yeah, I mean, I guess I just kind of go back to that same principle. Like, what are you really charging? Like, are you going to destroy their lives? Are you going to really impact their lifestyle?
Could she make the kid work it off in a way, like the kid
As an art
volunteers at the
apprentice.
studio? I don't know.
That seems ridiculous.
Well,
I don't think a 9-year-old understands 2,500 pounds. That's like when
No.
you're 9, $1 is like, oh my
Sure.
god.
No, I know. I'm not
this
saying
can
like
buy
put the kid
4
in a
candies.
work camp, but I'm saying like the kid goes to the sister's studio and helps her clean a few hours a week so that the
she
kid
doesn't
understands
want that.
consequences.
So that does bring the question, like, who really should be kind of punished? Is it the kid or is it the parent?
the kid should understand there's consequences to destroying other people's property.
Yes, that
For
should
sure.
be taught. That should
Yes.
be taught.
As someone who's destroyed other people's property and experienced consequences for it, I think that's definitely a lesson that needs to be learned.
You know what? I've done this. I actually borrowed my friend's van, and
It was last week.
It was and it was an old van, and my friend had a really fancy sports car, and he would turn it off while driving.
Yeah.
And I turned off the van while driving, and then turned it back on, which broke the van.
Oh, you broke a
And
whole car.
I broke a whole car. I
Wow.
mean, this car had like 500,000 miles on it. Like, this was the oldest van known to
Yeah.
man.
Wait, what's the appeal of turning something off while you're driving it and then turning it back on?
When you're
To be the master of
16,
your own.
it's like, it's like the coolest thing you've ever seen for no reason. Look, I didn't
I'll
have a lot
take your
going
word
on,
for it.
Sarah.
All right.
I lived in the desert.
Yeah.
YouTube didn't load back then. We had dial-up. It was terrible. It was
So-
DSL, but it wasn't fast enough.
You were just like, I'm going to turn this car off right in the middle of it being on.
Yep.
Bitches.
And then you were stuck in the intersection.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
exactly what happened. And I paid it, and I did learn a lesson. However, I was like 16 or 18, or it all
Yeah.
blurs together. I was
Right,
smoking a
he's
lot of
9.
pot.
He can't exactly go out here and get a job.
Exactly.
And work it off.
I don't think. I mean, I think the kid needs to be taught
Give
a
the
lesson.
kid a job.
A lesson, but not the lesson, right? But then, so is what the sister did so wrong? That's what's kind of hurting my head. Like, does
Well,
this?
she didn't have eyes on her kid for long enough for him to do some serious
Yeah.
damage. Also, it's 10 p.m. He should be in bed. My parents never let me stay up until 10.
Also, it's like, okay, so you know when people go, this is not exactly a lateral example, but you know when people go to restaurants and they bring their kid and their kid screams the whole time,
I
and
hate
you're like, you don't get to go to a restaurant. Like, I'm sorry that you want to have a life right now, but you can't
Yeah.
because you have a child.
Right.
So I understand, but that's what you fucking signed up for. You have something that shits its pants and can't walk around
Right.
without your help. Your life is different. We don't all suffer because you made a decision to have a
So
child.
you're saying if you're an adult and you're a parent, you have your kid start screaming, well, can't you take the kid out of the restaurant?
Yeah,
or something
totally.
like
I'm
that?
not
Okay,
like you
okay.
can't go anywhere with children. I mean, I
Right,
love that, but but I do think that like you have to accept that your life is going to be changed and everyone else shouldn't have to suffer around you. Also, she's being specific that she doesn't like children. Obviously, she loves this kid because she's related to them, but she was having an adult party and the sister said, I want to do what I want to do. You're adult. Just because you have rules doesn't mean I follow them.
You know what? That's switching me now
Yeah.
because the sister also did not own the fact that she should have been watching Ethan.
Danny's like hitting me with the paper
Yes.
right now.
I
I'm
don't
like,
know
what
why.
did I
It
do
just
to
clicked.
deserve this?
It's a breakthrough, Sarah. I wanted to bring you into my breakthrough.
Yes.
The sister needed to be like, well, this is my role. I'm watching the demon Ethan.
Yeah.
If that's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Jess P writes, NTA, as an artist myself, people often majorly devalue our work.
Yeah.
They think it's less valuable because we enjoy it. What if you were a graphic designer and that kid smashed your computer and hard drive? What if you were a mechanic and they blew up the car you were fixing for a customer?
Well, then you would call the
Same
police.
Yeah.
If he
consequences.
was blowing up cars.
I mean, Danny turned off a car halfway through, so.
Right.
And he wasn't even 9.
Yeah.
Steiner M writes, NTA parents are responsible for their kids. That seems like a pretty clean sentence there.
Yeah.
You warn them not to bring the child and are charging less than your original price.
Yeah.
Seems pretty reasonable. Alana K, everyone sucks here. Slight difference. Your sister is wrong and your nephew is wrong. Your livelihood is important. But is this incident worth creating a divide in your family? Parents taking sides? Unless you care as little about family as you do about kids, you could have opted to be the bigger person. Sending a bill rather than communicating like family is an asshole move. I kind of agree. I think it's a little weird to get on about communication, but had she sat down and been like, hey, this is what happened. Like I always say, sometimes it's best to like set up the situation, set up the emotions that she's feeling, which is like, my shit got destroyed. I'm fucking pissed.
Yeah.
And let the other person offer. But that said, I don't think she was going to offer. I think that any decent person would offer who can afford it.
Of course, yeah. I mean, it's also her husband thinks they should pay. So there's something going on between these two sisters, I think, that like she's not immediately concerned that her kid is ruining an important piece of artwork. You know?
I see a cattiness there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, women are very catty. I've always said that.
Women are one way and men are the other way. And there ain't no bones about it.
Women just can't disagree.
That's hilarious.
Meow.
Women turn into cats.
Yeah. Whenever we have legitimate gripes, it's always with a at the end of it.
Yeah, why do people say that? Why do people say
sexist.
women are catty?
It's sexist.
Centurism.
Sexist? There's no backing out?
I don't say men are doggy. You know what I mean?
I'm doggy.
Yeah,
I'm doggy.
yeah.
I'm comfortable with that.
I also, as someone who is estranged from a family member, I don't appreciate this fucking guilt-ridden, like, are you gonna break up the family? Like, our obsession with family is so goddamn ridiculous. And I'm not saying that like this family it's worthy of like destroying all the relationships, but it kind of plays into this narrative of like you just have to take everything from family in the name of family is this sacred thing. But it's like, I don't know, people molest their kids. Let's actually look at like the full picture of everyone's behavior and not just say like blood is thicker than water.
Right. Toxicity is not usually an isolated incident.
No.
Like this sister has a history of some sort, probably like, oh, you're doing your little paintings in there, like shit comments like that. Top Reddit comment, STL River Girl writes, NTA, A, kids aren't welcome at your event. She chose to bring her child. B, you clearly marked off the room. C, she wasn't supervising her child, which is how he was able to gain entrance to a blocked off room and destroy your work. You absolutely deserve to be compensated
Work,
for your
bitch.
work.
Yeah, it sounded like.
D, the kid is 9, not a toddler, well into the age to differentiate right from wrong. I don't know if a 9-year-old would do well in the pod. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I've worked with kids who were like 9, 10. They honestly, you can level with them a lot more than you think. He definitely knows that a sign that says "Do not enter" means don't go in here.
I've partied with kids that are 9 or 10. Everyone gets upset. So I don't know about that, Sarah.
Sorry to hear it.
Bad
Kids throwing limbs in your backyard. This is a bad kid. I don't like this kid.
Margaret, any further commentary on the situation?
Yeah, so like I was a soccer ref for many, many years. I work with kids like from 3 years old to 12 years old, and you can definitely level with an 8, 9-year-old. Like they know what's going on. Like they're gonna bullshit you occasionally because they try to play dumb. But I understand this kid looking into a room that said "Do not enter" because I mean that's just curiosity. But the fact that he went that far,
right?
Like, I'm sure there was a blank canvas somewhere else he could have messed with.
Yeah. This kid's a demon.
Honestly, the audacity to go in someone's room and be like, I'm just going to start touching all this stuff that's not mine and fucking up more stuff that's not mine.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's a disciplinary problem with this kid. And,
so I do think ultimately the kid needs to learn a lesson, but if anyone's going to actually pay, it's really the parents.
Send this kid to prison.
Yeah.
Lock him up.
Yeah.
AITA for charging my sister £2,500 for one of my paintings after kid ruined it. I think we all agree. Not the asshole.
I don't think so.
Yep.
And the other person which is like a combination of the child and the sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bankrupt them.
Put them in debt.
Yeah.
Well, Margaret, it's been great having you. Thank you so much, and we hope to talk to you again. Well, I hope bad things don't happen to you.
Please keep us posted. Just honestly for our own private knowledge, not for the podcast. We are now invested, and we hope everything goes well.
Oh yeah, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate y'all having me on here.
Yeah, thank you for calling in.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Keep throwing limbs.
Thanks, you too. Yes, exactly.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys, for this next situation, we actually have someone who was on our call-in show. I messed up the audio. You guys know how it is with the computers and the phones, and I smoked hemp before. I don't know what happened. I messed it up.
You're smoking hemp. I love this for you. It's
Is
so
that
funny.
something you can do?
Yes, you can smoke hemp. And let me tell you, it is one of my favorite kinds of placebos. Emily, welcome to the show. It's so great to have you guys. Emily is one of our Patreon members. And Emily, tell me, is it worth it?
It's absolutely 1,000% worth it.
Hell yeah.
I was going to say,
Everyone should do
only
it.
yes answers will be
Yeah.
accepted. Anything
Yeah.
else will like manipulate you. It'll be like, Emily, what do you think? It's totally great.
Yeah.
I love it. It is so much fun.
It's a robot voice. Emily, anything you want to share about yourself that might inform your perspective? I know it's a weird thing. Like, give us a fun fact, but
What's your elevator pitch, Emily?
Oh, I'm an opera singer and I live in Las Vegas.
Oh, cool.
That's all
Wow.
I got.
wow, that's a hell of a pitch.
That's super
Yeah.
fun. That's funner than anyone in this room.
You know, as a comedian, comedians hate when people say, tell me a joke. Is it equally faux pas to say, can you sing me a song since you're an opera singer?
Supposed to have neck surgery today.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my
When I was
God.
in the and then when I was in the hospital, they were like, "Oh, actually, your insurance declined it." So I took can I say fuck? I guess
Yo,
I
yeah.
can.
say it
yeah.
all.
I took a fuck ton of medication earlier that messed with my voice, and it's still,
Oh my
A
God.
lot of singers hate it. Under normal circumstances, I don't mind, but it's been a super weird day. I was at the hospital all day, and then they're like, "Oh, just kidding."
So you're getting a new neck? What's going on?
I have the neck of an 80-year-old, so they're going to put titanium in there. Once my
Whoa.
insurance actually is like, cool story, we'll do it.
Whoa.
Awesome.
So,
You have a robot neck. That's
Wow.
awesome, dude.
Well,
it's going to be great. I'm the best robot ever. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm going with you through the TSA metal detectors.
Seriously.
I'd actually like to
That's
sing.
like the second thing they said. They're like, "Oh, don't worry, it doesn't matter."
No, it doesn't set it off. That's
They're
cool.
like, they don't catch anything.
I'll be
there.
like, damn, it's Emily's fault that I have all my guns.
I'd like to sing a little song I came up with. It's
love
the American healthcare system is broken.
yeah, I agree
I
with
sing
that.
that today too.
It's a hit. It's a number one on the Billboard charts.
For your broken neck, my God.
Wow.
Poor thing.
Well, thank you so much,
yeah.
like extra double time for coming on with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Well, let's get right to brass tacks here, folks. AITA for being pissed that I got a Peloton for my birthday.
No.
Peloton.
Peloton.
It's
Yes.
the exercise bike.
Right, and you get it, and then it has a subscription model. You have to rent the sort of like, you have to pay for a video service of a girl doing the
Yes.
biking. Mhm.
How
Sort of.
have you guys heard the jokes about the Peloton holiday bike commercials?
Oh, that's what I thought we were reading. I thought it was like a fanfic.
yeah. So I don't know if you know this, Danny, but during the holiday season there was a commercial
Yes, I saw it.
of
Yeah, I
a
think I
woman
know what you're talking
whose like boyfriend or husband got her a Peloton bike, and basically it's just her waking up every morning like, exercising is great.
But looking
Right.
like she's being held at gunpoint. Like
Yeah.
her eyes
Oh,
are
yeah.
terrified.
Yeah,
about.
like-
That's hilarious.
And her face is like, yeah, we're going to get on the bike today. I'm nervous. Why are you nervous? You're by yourself. That's
Yeah.
the whole point.
and she's like, gotta be skinny so he doesn't leave. Anyways, I love it. Fitness.
And she's
hell.
already like 2 pounds.
Yes, she was so skinny. And then I believe it was Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
Yes, made like a joke parody commercial of it with the actress who was in the Peloton commercial to make fun of the fact that she looked like an abused woman. yeah.
Wait,
It was
didn't,
for his gym company, wasn't it? He was like,
Yeah.
Yes.
It was great. I've spent more time than I'd like to admit watching both commercials.
Yeah.
Fine.
wow.
I love when a celebrity is like real as fuck. It's so fun
Yes.
to me.
I like the commercial. Anyway, I'm joking. I'm
Yeah.
joking, guys.
Are you?
If
So-
you get Danny a Peloton, I'm like gonna have a serious talk with her.
I'll
so
like start drinking juice in the morning. Oh, Danny, my girlfriend. I got.
yeah,
it.
yeah. I was like, if you start buying her Pelotons, I'm getting her out of there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm surprised you
That's
haven't,
a hostage
honestly.
situation.